What are you doing?
I will help you with tea on board.
Hey,
I'll help you
that
with
wasn't very nice.
Ew.
Disgusting.
Ew.
Disgusting. It's Elliot.
Every single sentence is ew.
Julia. Julia. What's that picture? Why am I a weirdo? Oh, you were gone for that. You were gone for that, weren't you? Just read over it. That's also a factor.
The first thing I'd like you actually to do is finish up that quote activity from it's a beautiful thing. It was like, I could tell it was like messing around. It was like something's on my screen. Not like dirty. Christian knows what's on because he was looking at Christian. I like how you keep it to yourself. Very good. Very smart. Okay. So if you check the left-hand side of your table, one of the last names you should have had is Cass. C-A-S-S. You should have gone on the left-hand side. So check to make sure you have that one on the correct side. Cass, the quote, I gave you all the quotes if you wanted to look at them again. Cass was basically arguing that the Mexican-American War was the right thing. America did the right thing because America was going to civilize Mexico. America was going to make the area better, was his argument. Cass. Another one you should have had over there is Polk, President Polk. Polk argued that it was an invasion of America, shedding American blood on American soil. So Mexico, they started it, so it was right. America had the right to get rid of it, according to President Polk. Check to see that you had Whitman on the left-hand side, and he argued that Mexico needed to be chastised. Chastised is like shame on you, like a thank you. Okay? He argued, and a lot of you pronounce it really bad. The word is chastised. It was in the first like 5 words of his point. But he finishes with something like America needs Mexico needs to be finished with like some like basically like America. That's kind of how we finished. So Whitman thought Mexico basically needed to flex. Is what he thought. He thought Mexico needed to be shown who's boss. America needed to put them in their place. The idea, if any of you have ever like seen somebody in life, you're like, man, that kid just needs to get beat up one time. That's basically the idea there. They felt like Mexico needed to be put in their place. And then there's Giles that should be on the left-hand side, or Giles. And his was just manifest destiny 100%. And you get all the land coast to coast. And then lastly, the New York Herald also argued this whole idea that America was going to make the land better. So right now, you should be checking your left-hand side. Some of you, I checked yours yesterday, but make sure that you have the right last names on the left-hand side. So you should all have the right answer, because there's the right answer. Yes.
One.
Yes, right. Rather go back. It's a castle. And then on the right-hand side, the last names you should have had were a guy named Hitchcock. And he argued that the United States provoked Mexico. The United States basically, like, the United States was the aggressor. Even though Mexico shot the first shots, they only shot because the United States agitated them enough. Okay? That was it. And what was interesting about that guy is he was actually a U.S. Army officer. So he was in our army, and he felt like America was at fault. Okay? And in a way, he might even be mad. Because if you remember, Mexico didn't just fire and like wound one person, they killed people. So he's almost arguing that our president put soldiers' lives in danger on purpose to start a war. Okay? So that guy was like heated about it. Frederick Douglass, many of you struggled with because he used big words, but he said, this whole war is about enslaving my people. And I asked, like, what do you think he means, enslaving my people? Some people are like, oh, he must be Mexican. No, he's black. So what is he saying the whole war is about? Slavery. Legal. Threat. Okay? And this, I should have done a better job of teaching, but Thomas Jefferson, one of our first presidents, and a lot of the early leaders of America that owned slaves, they knew slavery was bad, but they thought slavery would just die out eventually. They thought in the 1700s, they thought by 1840, slavery would be done, gone. Okay? And the reason why, by the way, a lot of people thought that, they thought if it was quarantined. Quarantined is like what you do with Ebola, someone that has a virus. You quarantine them. Doesn't mean you kill them. It means you keep them away from people so that the virus doesn't spread. That's what people said about slavery. If you quarantined it, eventually it would simply go. Well, instead, what was happening as the United States grew?
They grew
Slavery
bigger.
was growing. It was not dying out. It was the exact opposite. So Frederick Douglass would argue that the only reason some people want Texas and want Mexico is because it's in the South. And that would be a perfect place to have big plantations and have slaves do all the work. And he was a former slave. Sumner was also a guy that thought it was all about slavery. Slavery was a huge reason why some people did not like the war. They thought America only wanted more slave territory. A guy named Giddings argued that the United States was murdering Mexicans and robbing them of their land. And then a guy named Marquez argued that Mexico only fired because American troops entered territory that was in dispute. Okay? So check your answers at the top. I just gave you all the answers. Then I'm going to give you like 7 minutes to make sure you've answered all the bottom questions. So make sure you've answered all the bottom questions. Question 1, question 2, question 3. Make sure you give good evidence on it. If you get done early, we are going to trap today. So what I would do is look back over objective 1, 2, and 3. Check them. Read them. So that you know What I'm going to be tracking on. Michael, keep doing that. Show me that. What was that?
What up, guys? I'm just running a race real quick.
Let's do this.
On that note, 7 minutes right now to finish that page. Okay, go. Finish it. It's all your opinion.
I think it was Juan.
Pause. Can we reorganize them?
Juan.
Alright, so for alright.
All opinion. No, you do not have the same as your partner. Now it should just be you working by yourself. The question basically is, did America have good enough reasons to fight the war? Did they? Some people would argue, yes, because America was going to make the whole territory better, like civilization, roads, trains, all that stuff. Some people would argue,
Fools.
yes, because Mexico was, needed to be. And then other people would argue, no, because all America was after was slave
Land.
territory, or no, America started it. That's it. So justified basically means, does America have good reasons to do it? Did they have good enough reasons to do it? Or were there reasons selfish, shady, that's it?
No.
No wrong answer.
You can't remember the quotes. No.
I don't think you're that smart.
Tyler is asked, and if he's asking you, you might want to say, do you have to write the whole quote? The answer is no, please don't. I did say that. Please don't do that. Just say something like, the best justification or the best reason why America should have declared war was from Polk, who pointed out that
They
blah, blah,
fired.
blah. Mexico killed a bunch of children. So clearly America needed revenge for it. Something like that. Yeah. Don't.
Honey. Oh. Oh. Eisenhower. Or hey, do you hear me calling?
Are you?
That's my laptop bag. That dead you? I was at 200,000. I was at 200,000. I died. No, I'm so slow. Wait, no, I could have fixed that. It's okay, I'll catch up like nothing. Pause it and unpause it. Ring. Do you hear me call? Jackson, stop naming states. Get it? You know states. Juan. Haha.
Raise your hand if you need any more time on that quote activity. Hi, so I know if I need to give the class any more time. Yes. Okay, I'll give you 2 more minutes, and then we're going to do objective 4. So you need objective 4 out if you're done. You're done with the little quotes. You can put them back inside the envelope, and they can go right here on my podium. So if you and your partner are done with the quotes, put them up here. Have out objective 4 whenever you're ready.
I'm cheating.
Yes.
Yes. Wait, you got braces.
Then after we do objective 4, you guys will take Trey's seat because clearly there's no way he's staying in the number 1 track. I have no faith in you, is what I'm saying.
At least you're being good.
You're being a great portfolio. There's no way. Right. Thank you. Want to argue about it? What do you want to argue? They were wrong.
Why do we need a another decision?
Hello.
I actually do want to argue about this. Come on, House. Can you please argue about Mexicans? Wait, that came out wrong. Never mind.
Okay, so again, I'm giving you about 1 more minute. A minute. One more time on that. I like it. Dylan, I like it. Except for the word screw.
Yeah, well, it's their fault.
Sam, you want to sit like Kylie? Way to be honest in front of her. You can tell me. Have you heard her accent?
I don't.
She has an accent.
No, I
Like,
don't.
it's not a valley girl like super accent. It's like
One was
really.
like, I don't.
There was British this morning. One was like Middle Eastern. She did.
No, I didn't.
I don't know the Simpsons character. I don't know.
The Simpsons.
What's it again? Yeah. No, not the Abu. That's Middle Eastern.
No, he goes, oh my god, my sword just got robbed.
I'm not the same.
Awesome. Hey, is it you gonna get rained on next? Nothing. Was it raining?
Is it raining?
Mhm.
Cool. You look super camo too. I can't see you.
Oh my god.
You a hunter? Is that? Do you hunt? No?
Yes,
You like to kill innocent animals?
I hunt. I go, bam. It's dead.
Everyone, now put that aside, put all the books away, and have objective 4.
I said, go away,
You're
dear.
getting objective 4 done right now and turning it in right now. I know, but it's going to be better. It's going to be gooder. Question T. I want to explain question T right now. So get your computer out because you're going to start typing. And then you're going to finish it. Question T says, explain the impact
No.
of the Mexican-American War. What I'd like you to type to start question T is, the Mexican-American War had both a positive and, what am I probably going to say? Negative impact. Period. So the Mexican-American War had both a positive and negative impact. What is your goal during today? Like when I talk about it in the next 10 minutes, your goal is to find out something positive and find out something negative about the Mexican-American War. Please listen for that. Question? Yeah.
No. What cushion?
Keep it.
Thank you. Oh, you said about that?
So the Mexican-American War had both a positive and a negative impact. Okay.
I'm sorry.
T is then the answer is correct. A is not in the notes, it's your opinion. I'll review what happened again in a second, and you can decide who started it. Some of you have already made up your mind on who started it. A is basically who do you feel like is at fault for the war starting. So we'll review that. B, what advantages do the United States have? That's in the notes. You should be able to highlight that very clearly. And then C, describe the results of the war. What happened at the end of the war? You should be able to highlight who won and how much territory was gained. Okay? Remember, the more detail you add, the better. I graded your guys' objective 3, and a lot of yours was awesome. You were typing like very detailed. And I gave you extra credit. So, the more you type, I will give you extra credit if you work really hard. Yes. Look. The paper, because I keep trying to print it, and it's not printing.
Just cry.
I don't know.
I don't think it's going to be okay, guys. People won't print.
Well, you go check to see if it printed on Mrs. Wall's. I don't want to email. I don't want to email.
Lazy.
So again, this I'm going to go over A right now. You type in who you think was who started it. There's no wrong answer. So this just a review, but you type right now who you think started it. Okay, Jade, you should have your computer open.
Yeah, Jade.
The review is this.
I'm sorry.
Texas's border was in dispute. The United States thought that the border was the Rio Grande, which is this river down at the bottom. I guess I should probably make it blue since it's a river. So the United States thought that the river, the Rio Grande was the border down there. Mexico thought that the Nueces River, which is up here, was the border. So if you look at it, it's a huge area of land. All of this striped land was in dispute. Mexico thought it was theirs, the United States thought it was theirs, so it was all in dispute. If you remember, the United States sent a guy, John Slidell, to Mexico to offer to buy California. By the way, we offered, just to give you the amount, we offered $25 million to buy California to Mexico. And $5 million to buy Nevada, Utah, New Mexico, and Arizona. That tells you how much, even back then, California was valued as a territory. So America offered $30 million to buy all of the land that is west of Texas. All of this. The United States went to Mexico and said, we'll buy it from you for $30 million. And Mexico basically kicked our guy out of Mexico. Like said, get out of my house.
My house.
And that guy got back to America, and the American officials made a big deal about how Mexico had disrespected one of our diplomats, one of our leaders. And then Mexico proceeded to upset us even more because the United States sent troops into the disputed territory, all the way down to right here, which was just over the border of a Mexican city. And the American soldiers were fired upon, and somewhere between 10 to 16 Americans were killed by Mexico. So question A asks, who started the war? It's up to you to think about. So giving you the facts. The United States had just annexed Texas, which upset Mexico, because Mexico said that Texas was still their runaway child, so no one else could adopt them. So the United States adopted Texas, annexed. Mexico's mad about that. The United States offered $30 million in back then money. So that would be hundreds of millions today. For the land. Mexico said no, and not only did they say no, they disrespected our diplomat by kicking him out of the country. And then the United States sent troops down into disputed territory. I will say the troops were not south of the Rio Grande border. They were north of the Rio Grande. Just so you guys understand. And Mexico fired up on our troops, killing roughly 10 to 15 troops. It's in dispute how many were killed. Okay? What happened after that? President Polk goes in front of Congress and says they shed American blood on them. So let's go to war. And the war started. So, type right now who you feel like is at fault and why for the war starting. Did America start it, or did Mexico start it? Okay? Yes, still.
You told me that Mexico stopped the war. It didn't want us to buy California.
That Mexico could what?
Stop the war if they just bought us to buy California.
Historically speaking, Mexico could have just sold us California for $25 million. Could have. They didn't. And so the question then is, do you feel like the United States was determined to get the land anyway, and so sent the troops into that area, hoping that it would start a war that America knew they then could win and get the land anyway? Or do you feel like it was truly about the United States establishing that this land was their land, right? Again, that's up to you to decide. So, what ends up happening is the United States ends up declaring war. The war vote is not that close. I think there was 17 people in Congress that voted against it. So there were some, but not that many. And the United States goes to war against Mexico. The war lasts only a couple of years, which in wartime is not a long war. This is in your notes, this map, so you can see it. I'm asking you to make one claim about the war. What's one argument you can make about the war by looking up here? And there's so many different things you can make. You could look at the years and make a claim. You could look at the battles and make a claim. You could look at the arrows and make a claim. Notice, by the way, the red is American forces. The orangish is Mexican forces, so you can probably make a claim based on that. There's little, I call them, there's little, and the blue is an American victory, and the red is a Mexican victory, official. So you could probably make a claim based on the.
Pew, pew.
Back. You just gotta mix them with like your dancing moves. We would have truly a talented person. You make TikToks. You should make a TikTok. You don't have to have good dancing.
No.
What song is that? The notes are super short, so this is it. This is it. Please add a little bit of annotations to it.
Yes, I'm here to start the war. I'm hungry.
Okay.
Showing everybody.
So, looking at the notes, this was all just a review of what happened with Texas. Again, please annotate. Okay, so this is all just a review of stuff that we already knew. And this is just a reminder that although there were a lot of Americans that were super pumped about the war and eager to fight, there were also a lot of other people that saw some potential problems with the war, which was the more land that America gains, the more the problem of slavery is not going to go away. So the United States, if the United States had just stayed as 13 states, the problem of slavery probably would have been quarantined and it would have gone away. But the United States, because of manifest destiny, kept growing. And every time America grew, there was an argument with the new area America gained. And the argument was that new area going to allow slaves, or was that new area going to be slave free? So this is going to be huge, 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 huge for what we're going to learn about next, which is the Civil War. So just know that on
Slavery.
plantations and slaves doing the work on the plantations. So when you go back to your T, one of the impacts of the war is America grows a lot. That's peachy. But one of the problems with it is America has to then decide what's going to happen with all that new land. Is all that new land going to be slave land? Or is all that new land going to be free? Or is it going to be half slave, half free? And all of that. The actual war itself, if you guys look at the whole entire war was fought in Mexico. Not a single battle was on true American soil. It was the first war up until that point that had been fought entirely outside the United States. So it was all outside the U.S. The entire war was fought outside of the United States. The United States, as you can see, attacked Mexico at home, and then one of you might have made the claim that it looks like Mexico is surrounded. Look at all the arrows. A claim you could make is that the United States attacked from pretty much all angles. And if you notice, some of the American arrows are in the water. So if you're like, whoa, they're mermaids or something. No. America must have had Navy, could be a claim too. When you see a ton of movement of American troops, you see a ton of different names, which means different generals. And whoa, my claim is we can walk on. Yeah. But it could be a claim. And this is one of the answers under the question D. The United States, this is hard to see, this is hard to be. The United States does win the war rather easily, which whenever I say easily, that makes it look like all the people that died, which was 13,000 people. Makes it look like their lives didn't matter. In war speak, the war for America was rather
Vietnam.
easy. And the reason being, America had industrialized. America had factories. How would factories help America during the war? Ships, guns, ammo, weapons, uniforms, all of that. Plus, we have the transportation to make it all happen. So because of that, because America had more of an organized army and navy, America was able to get within a year Mexico to sign a treaty. This will be on the test and I will track over it. So, yes, you're lucky I'm telling you right now. This is the Mexican American War. And in that treaty,
What's that?
Mexico agreed to give up almost 1 million acres of land to the United States. So, what did they gain? The United States gained, I'm just going to write the number, roughly 1 million acres, which was America gained, basically increased by 1/3. Increased by 1/3 in size. America gained the states that you would currently call California, Nevada, Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, I didn't say that. Okay. And, by the way, the United States did agree to give Mexico $15 million. So we gave Mexico $15 million, and they agreed to give the United States all of this land. And by the way, the United States also made a promise that the Mexicans living in that territory would be allowed to stay if they wanted, and that they would be treated equally and fairly. And if we look at it historically, that's what not happened. Did not happen at all. So, when you look at it, the United States grew by 1 million acres. The United States grew by 1/3 in size. They have all this land. Manifest destiny. Now we're all the way to the Pacific Ocean. Here's another huge positive and another for Mexico, has to be really frustrating. What happened within 2 or 3 weeks after the treaty was signed? Gold was discovered in California. So,
They
if
gold
you go,
rush.
wow, we paid $15 million for that land even after winning the war. There's been billions of dollars worth of gold and silver and copper found in these areas. And yes, it's a historical irony in time. Right after the treaty was signed, gold was discovered in Sutter's Mill, California, which is right over there. And soon after that, America gets so many different resources from gold being discovered. So when you look at tea, right now, 20 years later, what are a lot of them doing? Fighting each other. Would America allow slavery in the new territories or not? Virginia City was actually the highest quality silver that had ever been found anywhere in the world. So they had been throwing away very valuable minerals, thinking that the valuable thing was gold. But yeah, that was 10 years after this war ended. So again, another irony for Mexico that all this, even Nevada, which was considered not that cool, still offered a ton of money. Okay, what I'd like you to do right now, you can sit by whoever you want, go over your answers together, and then turn in objective 4. So if you don't want to move, that's fine. I'm giving you a chance to check answers with anybody if you want to.
Get out.
Work with anybody you want.
Cal, get over here! I just get some water. Mięso, mięso. Mięso, mięso, mięso.
And what if the next day, that day had to
Nee. Oh, danke! Miesto, miofia! Miss Muffet,
How much is somebody?
can I go get a drink?
How's your answer?
Okay.
Would do that?
Okay.
Sure that you guys, this has been really
I'm working on it. I'll do more. And I'll get it better and stuff. You are perfect. I know. You still busy playing that basketball game?
No, I was actually playing Subway Surf because we bought like 100 grand. Okay. Great.
I gotta get my old phone and show you my old stats, dude. I 5,000.
At some point, it's like, really?
Oh, dang.
Oh! What? How? Welcome to Livingston. Change Livingston classes. Change Livingston classes.
What period?
Fifth.
I just
Change it to fifth. Because then you can be with me.
but then I have math.
Then you'd be with no hair.
Yeah, but already with the homie. We have a huge ass phone.
Well, who's the homies?
Nick,
Sheldon fucking changed out of my class.
huh?
I think Sheldon.
Dude, you should change to my period. Hey, dude, you should change to 6 period.
They put troops in
What's your
Mexico. And then
Livingston.
What's your 6?
Oh, ELA.
Plus, you'd be in the same class with her, right?
Okay.
He has 5th period.
No, but I need the help in ELA. I failed. Yeah, both quarters.
Yeah, I did too. I got a D in the first quarter and then last quarter. I'm trying to get a C.
It worked.
Okay, I'll call you. Oh my god. Oh, Jade. Dude, at least open your computer. What Why do you have sticky notes?
Morgan and Mr. Muffet are taking a selfie.
Wait. Wait. We don't talk about this.
What was that laugh? You like,
It's going over. It's going over. What do you mean?
Hey, that's a
You guys want something to look? No,
Try it in, hopefully. My goal was doing this in your home. So return to your seats, close your computer, and we're gonna trap.
Adios.
Review.
Yeah, let's go, trap.
Wait, wait. Got it. Go.
Okay, so, okay. Christian, there, look. Christian, you can get a chaperone, and then you.
If Kevin has a sad smile on his face, we know.
Then you're Alright, first question is. First of all, you test next week. Friday. Test next Friday, that's why we're looking today. First question is, what is manifest destiny? What was this the whole unit is about manifest destiny. What was manifest destiny? Manifest destiny. I believe that America, a while back, was destined to get all the land from coast to coast. Second question. We learned about these rugged people that traveled west early on. I'll give you a hint. Trying to kill an animal. What were those people called that lived in the, I don't want to say the word, that lived out west and lived crazy lives and got their faces ripped off? What were those people called?
Tie tie.